Hello friend, I am Naval. You are watching Code with Naval. Welcome to Pattern Program Series Part 3. In a Part 2, we saw left side half pattern program. In this video, we will see how can we achieve this right side half pattern program. So in this, you can see in this pattern. Okay, I'll simply select this pattern. You can see in this pattern. First, we have to maintain the space. Okay, let's consider here also have a star. Okay, first we have to print space, then we have to print star. Okay, in a first line, if we saw in a first line here, first print 3 space, then 1 star, then 2 space, then 2 star, then 1 space, then 3 star, and finally print here 4 star. Every pattern have same structure, means row and column structure have a same every pattern. These 5 pattern only their inside value change. Okay, so in this scenario we have to define a 3 for loop. This outer for loop for a row, this will print first row. Okay, then second row, then third row, and then fourth row, so on, depend on the user. We can see here in a first row we have to first print spaces. We have to first maintain space, then we have to print star. Then second row also same thing, we have to print space, then we have to print star. In a third and fourth, so on, same structure. That means for printing a row we required one outer for loop. In that outer for loop we required two inner for loop. The first one is for a printing space and second one is for a printing this star. Okay, so let's create a program. So I'll simply open my Eclipse and create here pattern 3. Simply create class pattern 3. Okay, quickly create main method. Okay, inside main method scanner object, because we are getting data from user. Okay, yes, equal to new scanner system dot input. Okay, we are getting input from system, that's why system dot input. Then print here one message. Okay, enter value. Then we have to create one variable int n equal to scanner object dot next int. It's responsible to get value from system input. Okay, then we have to define here for loop for int I equal to 1, I less than equal to n, and I plus plus. Okay, now as we discuss, we have to write two for loop inside a one outer for loop. Okay, I'll define here this for loop for row. Okay, now we have to create first for loop, first inner for loop for a printing space. Okay, let's create here for int k equal to 1, k less than equal to n minus I, and k plus plus. Okay, I'll explain how it will iterate. Okay, let's space this for loop for a space. Now we have to print star. Okay, for that also we have to define one more for loop for a printing star. J equal to 1, j less than equal to I, and j plus plus. Okay, now I'll explain this for loop for a printing row, and it will iterate n number of time. If I'll pass inside a n5, then it will iterate 1 to 5, means 5 time. Now you can see in a space here we define a k equal to 1 and k less than equal to n minus I. That means it will iterate every time minus 1. Okay, first initially I value is 1, that means n minus I means 5 minus 1. It's only printing the 4 space. Okay, empty space. Then next time I value increment and it will become a 2, that means n minus 2 means 5 minus 2. That time it will print only 3 space, okay, and so on. So let's print here space. For that, sys out, let's simply define here space. Okay, I will define 2 space. Okay, here sys out. Okay, also here star and single space. Let's remove this ln because we don't need to go next line. Okay, let's, and after these 2 for loop, simply cursor go for next line. That's why I define here system.out.println. Okay, let's save this, run this program. Enter value, it will ask me enter value. I'll simply enter 5 and press enter. You can see you got your output. Okay, we got our expected output. Here we use a 3 for loop. The first for loop for a row, and inside this is a inner for loop. This first one is for a space and second one is for printing star. Okay, print. Okay, it's print content because we are not just printing star. In next we are printing some number or character content. Okay, I will simply define print data. Okay, simply define print data. Now you can see. Okay, let's perform second pattern. In a first pattern, here you already understand how we maintain a space, then we print our star. Now we have to print this second. This pretty much simple. If you watch our previous video, then you will get idea how can we make this all patterns. Okay, once we done first pattern, then we have to do some minor changes and we can create all this remaining 4 pattern. Okay, I'll show simply. Okay, let's, instead of printing star, we have to print I value because this is incrementing row wise. Okay, and our I is incrementing in every row. Okay, I'll simply pass here I and plus for a concatenation. Let's save and run this. Okay, enter here 5 and press enter. You can see 1 2 2 3 3 3 4 4 4 and 5 5 5. Okay, our second pattern is also done. Now third pattern. Here in this third pattern, incrementing value in a column wise. Okay, that means we have to pass this j instead of I. Okay, let's pass here j. Save this, run this, enter here 5, hit enter button. You can see 1 1 2 1 2 3. I already explained all these things in a previous video. That's why I am not going to explain in detail. Okay, third one also complete. Now the fourth one, here we are incrementing continuously. For that, we have to define one variable outside this for loop because this for loop will assign again and again same value. That's why we have to define one variable outside here. Okay, I'll simply define int nn. Okay, or n1 equal to 1. Okay, and I'll simply pass here instead of j n1, and this n1 should be increment every time. Okay, n1 plus plus, because we are getting here incremented value every single value is incremented plus 1. Okay, let's save this, run this, pass here value 5. You can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. Okay, in this way. Now the last one is a character. For a character, we have to do some changes. We have to change this into character because we are printing here character. Okay, now let's change this into character. Okay, first we are taking here integer value from user, so we have to take character value. I'll simply comment previous one and I'll simply define character n equal to sc dot next line. Okay, for a character we are using a next line dot character caret and 0 index, because we are going to take a single value, single digit. Okay, we are not going to take bunch of or we can say string, big string. Okay, let's comment this. Now we have to change here, instead of int we have to change here character, and I equal to, I'll simply define here a, capital A. Here we don't need to, here also we have to change. Okay, k equal to a. Okay, instead of, okay, that remains same. Now we have to define here, for print data we have to define here j equal to also a. Okay, and I. Okay, now we have to print here. Now you can see it's incrementing a row wise, that's why pass here I, and remove this. Let's save this, run this program, enter here e, and hit the enter. You can see we got output something like this, but we don't expect, our expectation is something different. We expect output like this. Okay, I'll show you. Okay, we expect output like this: first space, then print a, then space, then print bb, then space, then print ccc. But we are not getting that space here, because that means our space, this for loop is not working properly. So if you can see here, we mention here k, int k. Okay, I'll simply define here character, and let's run one more time. Let's check now it will work or not. You can see now this time also it's not working. Okay, why? Okay, also here also I have to change. Okay, let's change here also, save and run, enter e value. You can see now also it's not working. Character starting from k and our character ending in a e, but in a k here internally working ASCII value. It's not working directly, it's not calculating directly k is something, and okay, that's why it's not working. So we have to just -1 from e. Okay, we here we pass e, we have to -1 for that ASCII value. E has something like 102 ASCII value. I don't know e ASCII value, I'll just mention random. Okay, e has something like 102 ASCII value. We have to just -1 from that ASCII value. Okay, but inside I we stored a also have some random value. Okay, that's why we have to just mention here -1. So how can we do that? I'll simply define one variable for that. I'll simply create k int k1 equal to 1. Okay, and simply instead of I here we put k1. Okay, k1, and inside this for loop we will define that k1 plus plus. It will increment every time 1, and that much value should be minus from e. E is nothing but n. Okay, inside n stored this pass, here we pass e, that stored inside n. Okay, let's save this, run this, pass here e character, and let's hit the enter button. You can see we got our output expected. So what we change here, simply we define one variable, we stored that variable inside one value default, and we simply minus that value inside our k, our n. We are getting n like e. Okay, we can pass any character. Here we pass e, and e minus k1. Okay, and in this k1 we simply increment that k1 after this end of this for loop. Okay, let's save. Okay, our main purpose is convert this program in a recursion program. Okay, now I'll show this first pattern, and you will try yourself this remaining 4 pattern. Okay, let's comment this line character also. We'll simply get integer. Okay, integer n, and I'll comment this all code, all this for loop. Okay, let's comment save this. Now you can see here we use 3 for loop, first for row and 2 for a column. The first for in a column in a inner, first for a space and second for a printing data, like a printing star. Okay, let's define here those for loop, convert those for loop in a method. Okay, for that we have to create a 3 method. Okay, I'll create one by one. Public static void, first one is a row method. Okay, this is a row method. Then we have a public static void call space. This is for printing space. Then public static void call data, this is for a print data. Here we create 3 method, first for a printing row, then space and then print data. Okay, now we have to define this method inside our main method. Okay, also we have to pass argument, initial argument and n value. Okay, now we have to accept those int I and int n. Like we are assigning here, we are using here condition I less than equal to n, I plus plus. The same thing we will do here using a if condition. If I less than equal to n, if it's satisfied, then call itself this method and it will do I increment. It will simply increment I plus 1, then n value. Okay, now when this if condition execute, then first call the space method. Okay, I will simply call space method. Inside a call space method we will pass 2 things. First one is the initial value and second one is n and I. These 3 things we pass here. Okay, let's accept those. Int k, int n and int I. Okay, now once print space, then we have to print star, or we can say data. Let's copy this method, declare this method also inside our row method. Here we have to pass 2 things. Okay, initial value and n value. Okay, here we have to pass only 2 things. Let's accept those. Int k, int j and int n. Okay, now let's work one by one. So first in a call space method, okay, let's check what we define. You can see in this print, in this space for loop, here we define k less than equal to n minus k1. Okay, we have to define this k1. Okay, this k1 we use for a last one. Okay, you don't need to define this k1. I'll show you what we need to define. We have to define here k less than equal to n minus I. Okay, n minus I. If this condition is satisfied, then print system.out.print, remove this ln and print this 2 space. Okay, one more thing we have to do, we have to call this method itself. Okay, I'll simply define that method itself here, and our k should be increment k plus 1 comma n comma I. Okay, let's save this. Okay, it's throwing error. Okay, we didn't add here if. Now you can see this will execute. This call space, this will use for a printing a space. Now we have to print actual star. Okay, let's print those stars. I'll simply define here also if I here j less than equal to I. If this satisfied, then do 2 things. First, okay, we have to define here I. Okay, here we pass n. You don't need to pass here n value. Here we here we have to pass I. Okay, let's change this n to I and also change here. Okay, let's save this. If it's satisfied, then print this sys out and print this star. Okay, let's print star and one space. Save this. Once this star print this star, then we have to call same method, call data. Okay, call data, and here we pass j and I, and j should be increment. Now you can see what we done. We simply create in our main program. Here we use a for loop, one for loop for a row and two and inner one for loop for a space and one more for a printing star. Here we use a 3 for loop. Now our condition is our requirement is we don't need without for loop, we don't need to use any for loop, we have to do same program without for loop. So what we done, we simply create a 3 method. This first method treat like a outer for loop, and this two method these two method like a inner for loop. Okay, this one is for space and second one is for a printing star. Okay, let's save this, run this program and pass here any value. I'll pass simply 5 and press enter button. You can see we did some mistake. Okay, now you can see once our one row completed, then we have to go our cursor in a next line. That's why define here system.out.println. let's save this, run one more time, pass here value 5 and press enter. You can see we got our output, our expected output. This program we done without using for loop as well as with using for loop. So recursion is a very simple, just we have to understand some basic logic. Once we get idea, then we can do anything, any program using a recursion. We don't need to use this for loop. Okay, so in this video that's it. So if you like this video, then please like, share, subscribe. Bye bye.